Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Ignore me just like throwing the stir fry around, but this is a different type of video today. I'm gonna show you a favorite meal of mine that has been a staple, a quick staple weeknight meal. Starting off with some stir fry peppers and onions in a non-stick ceramic pan, and I am water sauteing them. I start with just a hot pan, and since they're already frozen, I don't start with any water in the pan because there's already some water on them, but I will add some water later, and you're gonna see that when they start to get a little bit brown and stuck, I will add that water later. And like I said, you're gonna see that in the video. So I just realized I didn't even tell you what we are making. We are making tostadas, and I personally like to start out with either using frozen stir fry veggies by Bird's Eye, or I like to use the frozen tostada mix, which is just frozen diced peppers and onions like I used in my previous What I Eat in a Day video. That has definitely helped me along in my weight loss journey. I don't use any oil in my cooking, and this recipe is oil free, but it is not exactly fat free. You will see why later in the video. I will explain that to you, but the fat in it is definitely optional if you are in a strong weight loss phase in your journey. And I do also have refried beans heating up at the same time. These are the fat-free refried beans from Target, and they look really gross coming out of the can. Sorry about that, but I just heat these on low, and I just put them in a pan and kind of like squish them down and just stir them every now and then and get them kind of warm. I could make my own. I am just not that person at this time in my life with a toddler running around. So the canned version works good enough for us, and it doesn't have any animal products in it, so that's good enough for me right now. So back to our stir fry veggies. They are getting a little bit stuck to the pan, as you can see, a little bit brown. So I am going to add a little bit of water, and this water will just help them get unstuck to the pan, and it just adds a little bit of moisture before I add in the next few ingredients. I'm just going to add a rinsed can of black beans and then a drained can of corn. Literally, you could add whatever you want. I've also in the past added like a can of mild Rotel. The original Rotel is just a little bit too spicy for me and my husband to tolerate. We have tried it. We've even tried like draining out the juice. It's just too hot for us. We cannot do it. So yeah, we're too weak for that. So once we add all that stuff in there and get it stirred in, we are going to add some taco seasoning. This is just the old El Paso brand, and I honestly used to measure this out, but I've gotten to the point where I just add how much I think it needs, and I just sprinkle some on there until I think it looks good. You could follow the instructions on the back, which I think it says it's like 1/4 of a cup of seasoning and then like 2/3 a cup of water or something like that. But you know, that's really meant for like a pound of ground beef, but you know, it also works for whatever you really want to put it on. So then I just add a little bit of water to it to make it into more like a sauce, and I mix it all together and let it simmer for a little bit and get extra saucy. So I don't know if you can see Sealy riding around on her Strider bike in the top right hand corner. That is how we are now making dinner nowadays, because we just had our kitchen floors redone and we decided to take down the baby gates, so there is nothing blocking her from the kitchen. So that only stresses me out mildly, to say the least. But so far so good. But the baby gates have literally only been down since like Wednesday. That's when our floors like started to be redone, and it is now Sunday, so we're not used to having her have like free reign of the kitchen yet. So anyways, back to the food. The reason I like this is from start to finish, it can literally be done in about 30 minutes max, and you can customize it with whatever you have on hand, and that's the best part. And also it's super cheap to make. So this is what Sealy's eating tonight. She has a little bit of the concoction from the skillet. She has refried beans, and then she also has avocado mash from Good Foods. This is the tostadas that we use. They are fat-free, they're baked, so they are not fried at all. And what I do with these is first I slather on some of the fat-free refried beans, and I don't really like measure anything, because obviously starch solution, you don't measure anything if you don't want to. And I just put however much I think looks good, and then I add on some of the mixture of the black beans and corn and peppers. And again, like, I don't measure this either. I just put however much I think I want. And then I add some shredded iceberg lettuce. This just happens to be my favorite brand, and it's really like the only brand that my Publix carries, but it is non-GMO, so that makes me feel better. And then this is where the fat comes in for me. So my Publix carries single servings of the Good Foods plant-based queso, and I want to say it has like 5 grams of fat for the entire like single serve container. So since I'm doing really well on my weight loss journey right now, every now and then I will have a single serve of that plant-based queso. It goes really well with this, and it's delicious. It is a little spicy though, so it does add a little bit of kick. But this was my dinner tonight. I hope you like it.